Welcome back, everyone. I'm Sebastian Volkov, your narrator this evening. Today, I have something a little special. The story of the Bunnyman. Now, for generations, the story of the Bunnyman has been passed around at sleepovers, campfires, and Halloween parties in Northern Virginia. An axe-wielding killer who appears in a bloody rabbit costume. The Bunnyman allegedly murders anyone who dares speak his name 3 times while standing beneath the, quote, Bunnyman Bridge in Fairfax County, Virginia at midnight. But what truly makes a legend? Well, what began as 2 minor incidents involving a man supposedly wearing bunny ears in 1970 has turned into a legend among legends, such as the popular known variation about a bunch of escaped convicts disemboweling children and leaving behind half-eaten rabbits. While the details of the legend have changed over the years, and we, as usual, have 100 different variations and movies and spin-offs of everything, the history is, of course, kind of here and there, but if you think something's strong enough, maybe it gains life too. Maybe there are multiple variants now. Regardless of how the stories may have changed, one thing is ever constant amongst them all. The killer's big, bloody bunny costume. Now, since 1970, as mentioned before, the stories made shitloads of money for a lot of people, movie variations, and all the stories that have been spread across the internet. And who can blame them? A man in a giant bloody bunny costume going around killing women and kids, having a good old time of it all. I mean, that's prime entertainment for some of us. But what's the truth behind the Bunnyman? The Bunnyman Unmasked was a project written by Brian Conley while he was working as Fairfax County Public Library's historian and archivist. And he says the story began in 1970. So on October 19th, 1970, a cadet in the U.S. Air Force Academy named Robert Bennett was driving with his fiancée on the roads of Burke, Virginia near midnight. They were returning from a football game and decided to stop and visit Bennett's uncle who lived nearby. Bennett parked his car in a field across the street from his uncle's house on Guinea Road. But before he and his fiancée could get out, they saw something move near the rear window. And guess what? Suddenly there was a loud crash and the front passenger window shattered. A man was standing outside shouting, "You're on private property, and I have your tag number." Bennett quickly drove away, but he later found a hatchet on the floorboard of his car. After reporting the incident to the police, Bennett informed them the man had been wearing a white suit with bunny ears. But on the other hand, his fiancée said it was a guy in a white pointed hood, so who the fuck knows? 10 days later, on October 29th, 1970, the Bunnyman would rear his head once again. Now, the confusion of all of this was cleared when a construction security guard by the name of Paul Phillips said that he saw a man in a gray, black, and white rabbit costume standing on the porch of a home that was under construction. Phillips, who was patrolling the new Kings Park West subdivision on Guinea Road, approached the man around 10:30 p.m. According to an article in the Minneapolis Star, the man told Phillips, "You're trespassing. If you come any closer, I'll chop off your head." costumed criminal then began chopping at a porch post with a hatchet. Phillips left to retrieve his gun, but when he got back, the man he'd gone into the trees. The guard told police the suspect was about 25 years old, 5 feet 8 and around 175 pounds. So not too big of a guy, pretty young fellow. News of the two incidents spread quickly, and within a couple weeks, the local police had received more than 50 reports of people having seen the Bunnyman. And as most stories do, they fester and they spread. So, a story posted on the Castle of Spirits website in 1999 documented how drastically the story had changed from what it was originally kind of said to be. But again, who the fuck knows? A man named Timothy C. Forbes penned the extensive tale that he claimed started in 1904. Not 1970. When a bus transporting prisoners from an asylum in Clifton, Virginia crashed and the convicts escaped. Police found all but 2 of them, Marcus Walster and Douglas Griffin. While on the hunt for Walster and Griffin, investigators continually stumbled upon the carcasses of dismembered and half-eaten rabbits in the forest. Then, while searching near the Colchester Overpass, a railway bridge near Clifton that is today known by locals as the Bunnyman Bridge, they found Walster's body. His cold, stiff hand was clutching a handmade hatchet. A year later, according to the legend, the Bunnyman started appearing to people wandering in the tunnel beneath the bridge. On Halloween night, 3 teenagers were drinking in the tunnel when the clock hit midnight. Suddenly, a bright flash appeared, and within seconds, all 3 of the teens were hanging from the overpass. Their throats were slashed and they'd been disemboweled. Ooh, delicious. Jump to the following Halloween, the same thing happened to 6 other teenagers. Over the years, people began avoiding the tunnel on Halloween nights, but kids, and legends. Every now and then, some dumbass, kind of like me, has to go try it out to see how valid the story really is. But according to the stories, they've all died in the exact same way as those before them. Now, to be fair, some research has supposedly debunked that version of the story, saying that there is no record of any such murders in the county and that there has never been an asylum in the area. The Bunnyman wasn't even mentioned in the local news until 1970. But this is the story that stuck over the decades, besides the fact that no one can seem to prove it. But maybe they got a few of the little answers wrong. What if they were transporting a whole bunch of convicts from another asylum, out of town, out of state? Maybe the convicts won. Jumping back a little more close to modern day, I suppose, in 1970, Officer W.L. Johnson with the Fairfax County Police Department, who actually investigated the Bunnyman case back then, isn't really sure he ever existed. And he says, and I quote, "After a very extensive investigation into this and all other cases of the same nature, it is still unsubstantiated as to whether or not there really is a white rabbit. Excuse me, sir, we call him the Bunnyman." But he continues with, upon interviewing everyone in this case that may have had any knowledge of any incidents concerning a white rabbit, there's been no significant information uncovered that would lead to the identity of the person or persons that were posing as a white rabbit. And he says that the case will be marked as inactive. And so, what started as, a couple of sightings of a axe-wielding, probably very, very, very lonely, crazy man in the depths of Virginia who didn't like fucking trespassers. Could that be the truth behind the Bunny Man? Could there have been a bus transporting convicts, maybe mental patients, and it crashed? Maybe they knew what they were doing. Maybe they really did successfully escape, butcher everyone, and even if there were two of them, it definitely seems like only one really made it out. Me personally, I think the best story of them all has yet to be told. The one that's soon coming. Of that same bus that we've been talking about, carrying all of those devious bastards, leaving the asylum and crashing into a prison where, let's just say, something else, something terrible is about to unfold in a little thing called The Bunnyman, coming to Steam very soon. Yes, I'm talking about a game right now. If you are interested in the Bunnyman at all, you need to check out the game. And, I'm also saying this because I do the voice of one of the characters in the game. So, thought I would throw that in for shits and giggles. So, that's been the story of the Bunnyman, as what information I can find of him, and a little promo for an upcoming game that I'm in. Just to kiss my own ass a little bit. So, thanks for listening, everybody. I know it's been a long while since I've done any kind of narration, video, audio, podcast kind of thing. But here you go. Here's another one. Don't forget to check out the gaming videos and whatnot, because hell knows all we do is horror. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.